Hey, it's Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training. Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking hitting. Specifically, we're talking 4 things that you need to do every single at bat. It doesn't matter if it's your first at bat of the season, or if it doesn't matter if it's bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, bases loaded in the World Series, and you're at the plate. These are 4 things that every single hitter out there needs to focus on every single at bat. So I really think this video is going to help you out at the plate. I really think you're going to like it. Let's get into it. All right, so for this first thing that you need to do every single at bat, I want to paint a scenario for you, paint a picture for you in your mind. So you don't have to answer this out loud. You can just think about it in your head, right? You don't have to share this with anyone. But has this situation ever happened to you, right? You walk up to the plate, you're excited about your at bat. Maybe it's your first at bat of the day, and you step into the batter's box. Here we go. The sun's shining, right? I'm out here playing baseball. Life is good. All of a sudden, pitcher gets a sign. He winds up. You think you're ready to go, and all of a sudden the ball's in the catcher's glove, the umpire's calling strike 1, and it was a fastball right over the middle of the plate. Has that ever happened to you? Well, there's obviously a time and a place for when you want to see a pitch or take a pitch or whatever the case may be, but a lot of times we step into the batter's box and we're not truly ready to hit. So that's the very first thing that you need to do every single at bat. Only step into the box when you're truly ready to hit. You need to think of this almost like this is your workspace, right? This is your war zone. So first of all, that's why you see a lot of guys calling time and rearranging the dirt, cleaning it out in the batter's box, because they're wiping every other hitter's, stuff that they've done in the batter's box. They're wiping that away. They're clearing that because right now, this is their box. So they're getting their box manicured the way that they want it, right? Then what do? They step out, they look, they get their sign, look down at their third base coach, get their sign, okay, nothing's on, whatever. And what do? A lot of times you see them, they're looking off into the distance, then they're looking at their baseball bat here. They're taking a deep breath. And what are they doing during that time period? They're getting themselves mentally ready to hit. They're thinking about what they're trying to do, what their goal is, what their game plan is at the plate. And they only step into the batter's box when they're truly ready to hit. And so that's what I encourage you to do. And it's easy to just, be physically in the box, but not be mentally there. And so that's the catch. That's the thing. It sounds so basic, right? But I guarantee that situation that I described earlier, it's happened to you. I know it's happened to me before. Then you step out of the box and you're like, man, that was a fastball right over the plate. Why did I not hit that pitch? And now all of a sudden you're at the pitcher's mercy. Who knows the way the rest of the at-bat is going to go. So that first pitch, you don't always have to swing at the first pitch, right? It needs to be a pitch. If you're going to swing at the first pitch, it needs to be a pitch that you're looking for, that you're on time for, that you can drive, right? Not something that surprised you and you're hitting it out over your front foot, right? But long story short, you got to step in the batter's box when you're ready to hit, and only when you're ready to hit. If you step in the box, this is something else. Sometimes, for whatever reason, you step in the box and you're ready to go, and then maybe something distracts you. The pitcher's taking forever to get his sign, right? If you ever feel uncomfortable and like the pitcher has the advantage and you're not ready to hit, all you have to do is stick your hand up. Don't just step out of the box, right? Stick your hand up and ask for time. Call time. Time, Blue. Time. Time. And then when he grants it to you, then you can step out, regather your thoughts, and only step in when you're ready to go. So we've got that first component down. We're stepping in the batter's box only when we're truly ready to hit. So now I'm ready to go, right? What's the next thing that you need to do every single at bat? It's mental. It's another mental thing. You have to think about one thing and one thing only. Okay, I'm a big fan of swing thoughts. Having one thing that you keep in your mind, okay? I don't think that you should step in the box with absolutely nothing on your mind, but you also can't step in the box and get super brain heavy. And that's very common for hitters. It's something that you guarantee you're gonna face it in your career, because let's say you just came off of a poor, 3-game stretch. You haven't been seeing the ball well. You haven't been hitting very well. You're in a little bit of a slump. All week in practice, you worked on a specific thing, whatever it may be. Right? It could be something with your stance or your hands or your load or your stride or launch position, whatever the case may be, right? But if you step into the batter's box, right, you think you're ready to hit, but then all of a sudden you're like, okay, do this with my hands and make sure, I got to make sure I'm seeing the ball with both eyes. Okay, I got to turn like this. And man, this pitcher's really on his game today. I hope that he doesn't throw me that nasty hook today. If you've got all these different thoughts, and a lot of them are going to be mechanical, right? A lot of them are going to be do this with my hands, do this with my... That's too much to think about. Your brain at that point is trying to process 3 or 4 different things that you're telling it, and it's also trying to recognize what pitch is coming out of the pitcher's hand, where it's going, what the pitch location is, whether or not it's a good idea for you to swing or not. You're trying to get your timing. It's too much for your brain to process. And so when you step in the batter's box with, instead of one swing thought, but when you're thinking a million different things, more times than not, that's going to be a situation where the ball's in the catcher's glove and you don't know what happened. You got frozen, okay? So think about one specific thing. A lot of the times it should be a word or a series of words. I really like yes. You know, yes, a lot of you guys have heard yes, yes, no, that yes, yes, no approach. If you just tell yourself, okay, yes, yes, on this particular pitch, I'm swinging here. Yes, yes, yes. And you step in the batter's box, all you're thinking is yes, yes. Or it could be see it, see it, see it, whatever it is. It's one little simple thing. Your brain can lock onto that. Your brain can lock onto one thing. See it, see it, see it. Or yes, yes, yes. Oh, no, that's a ball. That's outside. All right. But one thought. All right, so this is good stuff so far. Let's keep it going. Another situation for you, okay? How often does this one happen to you? You step in the batter's box, you think you're ready to go. Maybe you are ready to go. You're ready to swing. You put a swing on the first pitch that you see, or it doesn't really matter if it's the first, second, third, fifth, whatever pitch you see, but it's a pitch that you should have crushed, and instead you fouled it off. Maybe you're right on it, but you fouled it down the line, or you fouled it straight back or whatever, and that was your pitch. That was the pitch in the location that you like. You were perfectly on time maybe, right? And for whatever reason, you just missed it. You fouled it off. Well, a lot of times, one of the worst things you can do is step out, right? You look at your third base coach again, right? And you step into the batter's box for the next pitch, and you're still shaking your head. And what are you doing when you're shaking your head like that? You're getting ready for this next pitch, and you're still thinking about the last pitch. You're still thinking about that missed opportunity. Does it suck that you missed that opportunity, that you didn't square it up? Well, yeah, but the next thing that you have to do every single at bat is you need to flush each pitch after it's done and over with, good or bad. It could be it's your first at bat of the day and first pitch, and you've got a really good yes, yes, no mentality, and no, it's a ball outside. You do an aggressive take, right? You won that pitch. Okay, great. Does that mean that he walked you? Does that mean that you're going to go 4 for 4? No, it's ball one. So you have to recognize that. That's good that you won that pitch. It's good that you didn't swing at a pitch in the dirt or whatever, but that pitch is over. Now it's about the next pitch. Same thing with if you foul the ball off. It's a pitch that you should have crushed. Well, you know what? Wipe that box clean and think about, man, I should have crushed that pitch. Oh well, he better not throw that pitch again. If he does, I'm making him pay for it. Boom. Moving on to the next pitch. Here we go. And now you're playing in the present moment. Same thing with if you strike out, if you ground out, if you pop out, if you make an out, or if you make an error on defense, or if you have a rough inning on the mound, you're struggling, you're failing. Maybe last at bat didn't go so well. Don't bring that at bat into this at bat. Don't let what happened in the past ruin the present, the here and now. And I'll leave you with this. What's the last thing that you need to do every single at bat, every time you step in the batter's box? You have to see the baseball. You have to watch the ball, okay? Because it happens all the time, right? We're working on our mechanics all week in practice, and it's finally the weekend, and we're playing a game or whatever, and we start thinking about everything we have to do mechanically, or we start thinking about the situation and what we're called upon to do and what we have to execute at the plate, right? And we forget about, we don't remember the most important part of hitting. We can't hit what we can't see. Right? If you, at the end of the day, baseball is a simple game, right? The pitcher is going to try to throw the ball over this white thing here, the plate, and it's our job as a hitter to try to do something with it, right? To try to hit it where they ain't. That's ultimately our goal. We can get as complex as we want. I like simple. We can get as complex as we want, but at the end of the day, our goal is to make contact with this baseball bat and the baseball, right? And if we make contact, if we do that consistently, we make hard contact consistently, good things are going to happen. But I think a lot of the times players here see the ball or watch the ball and they think that's kid stuff. That's elementary stuff. And it is. It's the simplest part of the game is watch the ball. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't consciously focus on it, because it's a learned skill. It's not something that, yes, I'm finally in high school now, I'm finally in college now, I'm finally a big leaguer now, and I've mastered that skill of watching the ball. No, you have to consciously, all the time, consistently work on seeing the baseball. So always remember that. Every single at bat, At the end of the day, nothing else matters. Doesn't matter your bat speed, doesn't matter how much weight you put on this summer, right? It doesn't matter how fast you are, right? You got great wheels to get up and down the line, right? That doesn't matter if you don't see the baseball and you can't put a good swing on it. So that's it. I really hope these tips helped you out. And look, if you're serious about improving your hitting, if you want to hit more doubles, more triples, more home runs, and if you ultimately want to have more confidence on the field and more fun playing this game of baseball, then I would love for you to watch our free on-demand hitting training. To do that, all you have to do is click on the link in the pinned comment down below from Ultimate Baseball Training, or just go to improvemyhitting.com. That's improvemyhitting.com, and it's 100% free. So go ahead and watch